Well, these videos are a bit like buses. You wait ages for one, and then two come along at once. And I have a couple of things to mention, and I'm aware I'm waving a cardboard box around here. Why am I walking along here with a cardboard box? Well, we are here today to sort out the polytunnel because it's a bit of a mess in there. It's a bit of a state and needs sorting out. But there's things in there to harvest still. There's still things to pick up. And I've come out, I've finished work early, and I've zoomed up here to beat the school traffic. And I've got here, and I've forgotten the lovely harvest basket that I've got. But luckily, in the boot, I've got a load of cardboard in there, ready for plot number 2 to put down. And one of them just happens to be this perfect size Amazon box. So we're going to use this Amazon box as today's harvest basket. But anyway, also, notice number 2 that I've got to tell you about. I am still sorting out my filming gear. So today we're using the backup camera that we've got, the GoPro. So I'm aware that the video quality and especially the sound isn't going to be as good as usual. It's got a sort of directional microphone on it. So if I turn the camera away from me, you'll probably start to lose my voice. And if we come back, it'll pick it up again. So the audio might just be a little bit dodgy, but I promise you, the next video that comes out, probably at the weekend there, probably Sunday, will be a lot better. The quality, the sound, everything will be back to the usual standards. Well, as good as my standards are anyway, it's coming out. But we'll step into the polytunnel. We'll do some tidying up. We'll do some I can see a wasp buzzing about down there, and they're normally a bit angry at this time of year, so I'm just keeping an eye out as to where it's gone. But we'll do a bit of work in the polytunnel. It's a right old mess. There's loads to be getting on with. I'm not going to knock my pan in. I'm just going to do enough just so I feel as if I've achieved something. Bearing in mind I've been at work since 6:30 this morning, and I've come up here now and it is 3:30. There you go. So it's 3:30 and I'm up here, and I guess it's that time of year, isn't it? We're starting to lose light. Anyway, we'll chat about that in a bit. So we'll get set up. I'll get the camera set up over here so you can see what I'm doing in here. We'll have a good old natter, a good old catch up. There's so much to catch up on and do and sort out, but we'll get down to that. So hopefully we're set up there and you can see what's going on down here. You know what, it's a bit like stepping back in time. This is the old camera that I used. It's my backup camera, and it's also the one that I use if ever you see me doing dual filming in the greenhouse of that back of the house. This is the other camera that I use. And I've also realised that I've put these gloves on out of habit. I normally use gloves most of the time. I don't know why. Look at the ends of them. I don't know if you can see them, but there's at least 4 fingers where I've burst through the end of them, and it's like, what's the point? But the polytunnel, anyway, the polytunnel, there's two things really for today. One is to harvest these peppers that are looking pretty good. These are, I haven't got a label on them actually. I haven't got a label on here for the variety. I don't know where the label's gone, but I suspect these are some of the ones that Mick gave us. If you remember right at the very start of the season, Mick, what a guy, came all the way through here. When I managed to kill all of my pepper plants, Mick came through to the rescue. He gave us loads of pepper plants, and I tell you what, they've been absolutely brilliant. Well, there's 1 or 2 there that, because I haven't been here, well, this one's actually been attacked. There's some beasts or something. I'll show you this one in a second. Look at this one. It's gone a bit mushy, a bit, because I've not been here, I've not been watering. I'm surprised they've actually survived as well as they have done, but you know, nature finds a way. And even the little ones like that still do a job, and that one's a bit squishy, and it'll go in there, and we'll just get rid of the rest of the plant in there. But they're not bad, honestly. Mick gave us these pepper plants, and they have been blooming brilliant. They've been marvellous. The King of the North, the ones that I normally do, absolutely top performers. When I was up here at the weekend, if I remember, I'll try and take a picture. If I remember, I'll put a picture on. And I harvested loads of peppers, and I've got again, I forgot the harvest basket. So at that time, I had a Tesco carrier bag with me, and there's that wasp again up there. And I've got this entire Tesco bag full of sweet peppers that just look absolutely amazing. So remember, I'll take a picture and I'll show you, but as I always do, I'm going to bang on about it. King of the North is the one to grow. Anyway, let's shuffle down here a little bit more chat, a bit more harvesting, and a bit more avoiding. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but that blooming wasp is twice just flown right in front of us. So we'll try and avoid the wasp as well. So just while we're here, and hopefully you can still see me down here, like I said on the backup camera, getting used to using it again. Well, I harvest the last of these sort of really dark coloured tomatoes, and even now feeling them, like there's some of them, like I don't know, this might work, it might not work, maybe I'll be able to zoom in when I do some editing, maybe it's not, but the turn colour, their colour changes on the bottom there, and it goes this sort of fiery orangey red colour on the bottom, and that's when I know they're ready. But some of them aren't, like that one's still green on there, and it's like, do other people find this when you're growing the dark coloured tomatoes, the sort of very, very deep blue, purpley sort of coloured ones, that they take so much longer to ripen? Because all the red ones, all the orange ones, yellow ones and that, not a jot of bother. But these purpley, bluey, purpley ones take ages to ripen, and they're still, I mean, I'm saying they're still not, just as a select one there that is ripe, that's going to go in the trusty Amazon box. But let us know in the comments down below if you find that as well. And speaking of the comments and things, because I've not put a video out for a little while, I'm in kind of like YouTube jail. Imagine that YouTube are in the huff with me for not putting a video out for a while. So please, please, please leave comments, give it the thumbs up, interact with the video, share it far and wide, subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. Remember, we've got channel memberships now as well, so you can sign up to be a supporter of the channel for as little as £1 a month. What can you get for £1 a month these days? Nothing. Yet you can get endless hours of me waffling on about dark coloured tomatoes ripening. What a bargain! Plus you get access to all sorts of bonus stuff, like special emojis that you can only use if you're a member of the channel. So who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want those perks? But anyway, please, that aside, please interact with the video, because like I say, I am in YouTube jail. They're in the huff for this. You might lose me out of shot. I'm paranoid now because of this camera. I've got these big, that one's split. I'll show you this actually closer up towards the end there. That one's split. There is an absolute giant one here that I'm hoping isn't split. It's split along the bottom. It'll still be good though, still be able to use it, and I'll show you these at the end. I don't know why these big chungus ones are sort of so good. I wonder, I don't know, I thought because they're at that side maybe they've got more sunlight, but the ones, because we're in the polytunnel, and the ones on this side, none of them have got light blocked from anything. So I think some of these non-ripe ones, I might, I'm kicking the watering can now. You can tell how well this is going. I think I might just, there's nothing to lose by leaving them, right? It gets cold, the plant dies, they're still going to be in the same state that they're in now. The plant still looks healthy, the leaves are green, I'll give it a bit of water, the edges haven't started to die yet, so it's not quite cold enough yet, so we'll just leave them and we'll see what happens. You never know. Right, the last thing I want to show you in here before I get down to sort of, we get problems around here with thistles. It's one of the most invasive weeds that we've got. There's thistles all over here. I will clear that out and I'll show you at the end what it looks like in here when I've done a bit more work, like bits where the plants have been cut and the pots are left, canes are still hanging out. I'll just get all this sort of tidied up a bit. But let me just scoot down the end here. In amongst this mess at the bottom, I'll try and move the camera down there. One, so the sound's better, and two, so you get a better angle. I'm just looking at all the rubbish that I've got stacked down there. But we'll see, we'll try and make it work, because there's some amazing looking chilies need harvesting at the bottom of this polytunnel as well. So we'll grab some of them. So, as if the camera angle down that end wasn't dodgy enough, the one up this end is probably even worse. But let me show you a couple of things down here. First of all, you might have noticed, I don't know if you can see them, there's a couple of pallet collar raised bed sort of things there folded up. That's two of the ones from outside. And you might be thinking, what on earth are they doing there? Well, you know what, when I've taken that month off, when I sort of right at the start there, I came up and I kid you not, right, I'd taken all the compost out of them, brought them in here to dry out, and I was that close, right, to giving all this up, because I was going to take those beds home, put them in the garden, and do a tiny little vegetable garden there. And honestly, for plot number 1, plot number 2, I was going to give the whole lot up. I was that fed up with things, like not fed up with here as much, just things and whatnot. And I was like, nah, I've had enough. I'm done with it. But over, like, I think just having some time away, having a month away, it's an incredibly, that time of year, like looking back, I actually look back over some old videos. In the last 2 years, that sort of period of time when we go into the middle of September into October, it's always incredibly busy for me. So say I'm starting, let's just say in terms of YouTube, I'm starting the season now. I know it sounds odd because I'm finishing stuff up and taking plants away, but in terms of YouTube seasons, I'm starting now, and that'll be me now going all the way through till next September, and that's quite a long time. So I think next September we'll maybe schedule in a break where I'll have 2 to 3 weeks off and some actual downtime, and not just disappear, because I think I need to recognise that I need that and just have a little bit of a break from this. Because if this was a job, you know, like an actual job, I'd take holidays. So why wouldn't I take a break from filming from time to time? And it's incredibly busy. Like I say, work is always really busy. Life is always really busy. In fact, when September comes and goes, I'm actually a year older than I was the last time you saw me, because it's also my birthday in September. But we'll not worry about that. But I'm feeling much better about the allotment now. And I say, just remembering that this, you know, I call the allotment in the past, I call it my happy place. And it might sound silly, it might sound daft, but well, maybe it's not to you guys, because those of you out there who've got allotments or gardens or whatnot, that you come along and you do this sort of thing too, you'll know what I mean. And I really like this time of year. You see, going into the autumn and winter, when it's a bit cooler, it's not quite as hot and intense with the sun. It's quiet around here. I love coming up here when it's quiet, and I can get on with all that stuff. I just enjoy doing that. I actually maybe prefer autumn, winter and spring here till the actual summer part, you know, the main part where you're doing all your harvesting and all the good stuff. I think I prefer all the rest of it to that. That's probably the worst bit for me. I'm not really built for the sun and the hot temperatures, and when it gets up to 40-50 degrees in here, that's not me. Anyway, enough off and on. We've got chilies to harvest, and a big shout out to Sam, who sent us some Joe's long seeds, or chili. He sent a chili plant, not just seeds, a chili plant. And they're brilliant. Look at them. I've been watching this one chili in particular grow, and it is blooming marvellous. So I'm really thankful for getting that one plant, and it's entertained me no end. I think it's brilliant. I think it's one of a look at it. It's absolutely marvellous, and I think they'll be growing. You could grow them on the list, going on the list to grow next year. And there's only a couple of them, because I haven't given all the plants as much TLC as they deserve, and that one's all curled round somehow. I just love the novelty of them. The Joe's Long, brilliant. Definitely another one for next year, that's for sure. This one, I think this is bird's eye. We've already had loads of bird's eyes, and again, look, I'll just show you one off each plant so you can see them. Loads of them, loads and loads of lovely medium-ish sort of size peppers on that one. Then we've got some jalapenos at the back that again are looking rather lovely. There's maybe about a dozen on the plant, but you know what, they'll do me for what I use chilies for doing chili jams and chutneys and stuff like that. They will be good. And I'm just checking the label on the last one over there, and there's maybe a few more on that plant there, but we've got habaneros, which again are looking lovely. Maybe it's about 15 or so to harvest off that plant. Speaking of which, enough of me. This is what happens, you know, this is what happens when I do YouTube stuff, is I come up here and I spend more time talking to the camera than I do actually doing the doing. So I need to turn the camera off, I need to crack on with doing all this stuff, but I'll come back to you in just a little bit and we'll see how things are looking. Right, so nearly done, bear with me. Few things to show you. First off, I just thought I'd show you these gloves, right? I randomly picked these up once from the garden centre, and they've got Town and Country on the label. That's all the information I have on them, but I use these gloves to yank out all those thistles that you saw down here. I use these when I'm pulling them out, and again with nettles I can literally just grasp the nettles and pull them out, and these gloves are blooming brilliant. The nettles don't come through them, the thistles don't come through them. They are brilliant. But I just thought I'd mention them. I just randomly picked them up one time in the garden centre when I was passing, and they have been brilliant. Brambles as well, there's some brambles outside. Get the brambles, you know how sharp and jaggy they are. Brilliant. Right, stuff, let me show you some things. Carrots. I pulled some carrots when I was out there. Just while I was passing, there's a few carrots left in the ground. Pulled them out, looking good. What have we got in the Amazon box, if I can get it, the Amazon Harvest box? We've got quite a few green peppers, which is fine, I'm okay with them. Oh good, oh look at that man, that's brilliant. The Joe's long chilli, they're brilliant. And the big Chungus tomatoes that I should say that one was split, if you can see it on the bottom there, split a bit. This one here that is even bigger, look, I'll put it next to my head, and I've got a big head by the way, so you can see how big it is. It has been split a bit on the bottom as well, but not to worry, this box is actually, I think, the makings of a really nice chili relish, chili jam sort of things. I mean, given the colour of the tomatoes and the green peppers and the red chilies, it'll be a bit of a funky colour, but not to worry, not to worry, it'll still taste delicious. By the way, if anybody has any good recipes that are quite simple, you know, one that doesn't require 20 magical herbs and spices that I'm going to have to go to the shop and buy, a nice simple chili relish, chili jam recipe, please leave me a link or description, whatever, in the comments down below. Let me know. Remember, we need the comments, we need the thumbs up, we need the people to subscribe to get out of YouTube jail once and for all. Anyway, I'm going to head over to plot number 2 now. I'm going to go and do some jobs over there. This is what I've got done. I stopped short. It said I wasn't going to knock my pan in. I've done enough. I've got stuff I want to do over there. Before I head home, I want to edit this video. I want to put it out. I want to watch Potty Mouth. I haven't seen Potty Mouth for ages. I know it's not been on. I missed last week's show because I was still in a bit of a YouTube huff then, but I'm back. So hopefully I'll watch Potty Mouth tonight. Bit of chill time, right as rain. Anyway, thank you very much for watching folks, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.